I mean, we are not limousine people, and we are not first class aeroplane, and etc., etc. And when we do a movie, we think what's going to be on the screen and not our private leisure, and we don't play tennis in the morning, and we don't go to Beverly Hills Hotel and sit in the polo lounge, etc., etc.
Menahem respected you, and you knew he liked you if he'd work you on the next show. And there were certain guys, certain people that he did that constantly. And part of the creative, as far as Menahem was concerned, you know, even if he didn't know what you were doing, why? Why does it cost this much, right? He enjoyed arguing with you, arguing with his heads, right? For the creativeness of it. And just to argue, you know, just to make sure that you know and everybody else knows that he is the presence. And if he has a question, you know, he wants it answered in his way. And I can't tell you how many arguments or discussions he had in Hebrew with guys. I mean, God bless our special effects makeup man, Moni Manzano. You know, he worked on every picture. And every time Menahem came on the set, there would be a huge argument, you know, because so you got to understand, as much money as those pictures made, Canon and Menahem, right? The people behind the camera, the heads who had to get the money to pay for all these things, you know, like I'm talking about the special effects makeup. Menahem would order, the production manager delegates all the money to each department, right? You have $1 million, you give this money to this department, this money to that department. So departments, 90% of the arguments when it came to all the heads of the department was all about money, because he wouldn't give you any more money. You know, you want it, you do it, you find a way to do it. Like with me, you know, we're talking about Revenge of the Ninja. You know, people ask me, how come you decided to do all the parts, all the action on the movie, you know, on Revenge of the Ninja or The Domination or American Ninja? Well, if I didn't do the parts or the stunt doubling or the stunts, it wouldn't be in the movie, because he only gave me a certain amount of money. I didn't have, and that certain amount of money, I had to make sure it was spread out throughout the movie, the things I needed. The man days, you know, the equipment. So you had to delegate that money. So 90% of the arguments with all the heads when Menahem came on was all about money. All about money. You know, he wanted you to be creative with the money you had. It's like I was saying with me, you know, I had all this action. I mean, we're talking about Revenge of the Ninja, all the action we had in there. I didn't have enough money to put it on screen.
You had $38,000, right? Wasn't it $38,000 that you had to play with? I mean, that's amazing considering what you did.
Yeah. So I had no choice. You know, I always say there was two sides to that. You know, the no money side where I had no choice, and the second side was I was happy because I had no choice and I got to do it. So I was perfectly happy in my situation. But when you talk about props or makeup, that's a whole different story. You know, they can't, you know, it's a different department. So if I wanted, you know, a stunt in the movie, in Revenge of the Ninja, you know, I had to either spend some of the money I had and get it, and miss something else in the movie, take away something else in the movie, or do it myself. So I was perfectly happily doing it myself. And I knew that it was going to come out above and beyond what I needed, because I tried people a couple of times and it just didn't do it for me. You know, I couldn't, Revenge of the Ninja, I couldn't bring back people because I didn't have $38,000 in a movie that had as much action as that. Was nothing.